我的名是爱会，爱的爱，会的会。我的爸爸是印度人，我讲印度话。我的妈妈是福建人，我讲闽南话，所以我不會講華語。我係馬仔湊大嘅，我日日都係講廣東話。Sekarang saya try cakap bahasa Inggris. Dear Singaporeans, I have known Tan Kin Lian for almost 30 years, for almost as long as I know my husband, because he NTUC Fair Price and he is NTUC Income. I did not start out as a Tan Kin Lian supporter because when I first went to a meeting invited by him and I had to make a speech, I said I'm not a Tan Kin Lian supporter at that time because I haven't heard the full slate of the other gentlemen who are vying for the post. But now I can confirm my full support for Mr. Tan Kin Lian to be the next president of Singapore. And I'm going to tell you the reasons why. It does not involve the global economy. It doesn't involve money. It involves you and it involves me. We live in a beautiful and blessed country. My father was a very large landowner in Singapore. Just to tell you how large an estate we own, the whole of Simei belongs to my family. The government acquired 95% of our land, which was equivalent to 6 million square feet, only 25 years ago. They paid us $1 per square foot. We were happy. We didn't mind because the 5% left us still with a lot of money, and I have lived a good life. What I cannot understand is what is happening to my country now, when people are earning millions of dollars and telling my Singaporeans they must live on $1,700 a month. I think that is disgraceful. As I said, we live in a beautiful and blessed country. Let us not allow the worst values of dishonesty, bullying, and hypocrisy prevalent in our society to creep into our lives and take over so completely that we feel helpless and hopeless and become a nation of unhappy people. We need a president for the important duties of advising the cabinet on Singapore reserves, on investigation of corrupt practices, and on key appointments in the cabinet. These are matters that directly affect the health and integrity of Singapore's political, economic, and social state. More than anything, we need a president with a moral conscience, one who loves Singapore and Singaporeans, and is independent of politics and political agendas. We need a head of state who is willing to dedicate his time in giving steady advice to the cabinet, stepping in when it is clear that government policies are against the long-term interests of Singaporeans, especially for those who are falling through the cracks every day, the poor, the divorced, the old, the disabled, etc. And I'm sure you all know somebody like that in your lives. Most importantly, thank you. Most importantly, this president needs to be able to make the right appointments into cabinet because it is the ministers who ultimately govern Singapore. This is why we need a president with a moral conscience, so he appoints talented and intelligent individuals, but most importantly, men and women with a moral conscience into cabinet. Not just a team A, not just scholars, but people with a head and, more importantly, a heart and a conscience that God has put into their brain. I have listened endlessly. I never watch television. I never turn on the computer and all that because I can't be bothered. But because I came back from Australia 10 years ago, my best friend's husband had a heart attack. So whoever is up there changed the future of my life. I came back to Singapore on a plane. I read about the crunchy countryside and I became a farmer. That's why I have spent so much time nowadays. My plants are all dying. I have listened to the whole argument about the Constitution. But the Constitution can always be redrafted so that it is helpful to the people of the country, especially those who cannot help themselves because they are not rich or powerful or well connected. So the Constitution must be written to protect all of you standing here, and especially all of you who live in the HDB flat. Because if you're all rich and famous like me, you don't have to worry about the government. We need change, and the time is now. I'm 62 years old. I have never seen my country so divided, so unhappy, and so sad. And I will spend the rest of my life making sure that you all will become happy like I was when I was a young person. The change is Mr. Tan Kin Lian. Mr. Tan Kin Lian brings the values of honesty, fairness, positiveness, courage, and public service into our beautiful country so that we can all be happy Singaporeans. No matter how rich you are, how poor you are, you know that you have a president who cares about you. Should you be faced with a serious problem and cannot get any help from anyone, not your MP, not your minister, not your relatives, not your friends, at least you know you can go to your president who cares for you and will try his best to help you simply as a human being. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my friends, my fellow beloved Singaporeans, let us vote in a president who will be honest, who will be courageous, and who understands his role in public service. Let us not vote in anyone whose only ambition is to earn a big salary and play golf in the Istana with his cronies. Thank you for your kind attention, my darling hearts. Thank you for giving me your full attention, for taking the time to come here. If you look around you, we live in a beautiful country. Let us not allow idiots to spoil it. Let us vote wisely. It's not for you, it's not for me, it's for our loved ones and our country. So when you vote, think about your children. Think about your grandchildren. Don't just think about money. Majulah Singapura!